Alright, what's up everyone? So we've been working on patches and we're running out of time. So that's why this video has become a little bit more rushed. But what we got going on is we got the front end all buttoned up. That actually went really well. The back end has been giving us a little bit of trouble, but we got it. So with the shackles and all that, that came undone good. But our bolt here and the leaf spring was our issue because it would not come off. The nut would come off, but the bolt wouldn't slide out because it just gets so stuck in there that we couldn't get it out. So we ended up cutting it off, getting it out. Got everything disconnected here. We solved our fuel leak issue. Long story short, when we dropped the tank enough, we were actually able to get a lot more extra fuel line. So we were able to snip it where it was leaking and reattach it. The reason we didn't put new fuel line, because the way we have this wedged in here, we would literally have to cut the hoses here or figure out how to get that back out and then install all brand new fuel necks and all that, which we did not want to do. So we got that fixed. So we just got to button the tank back up. But we got the axle here. We're ready for our new leaf springs. We got some new hardware, shackles. So yeah, we're gonna get that all. We're gonna get that buttoned up right now. Oh, the other thing is we do got to drop. I think we're gonna have to drop the trans. Not that we're at the right angle right now because it's pitched wrong, but I'm thinking we're gonna see what happens when we put the leaf springs on. But we're not even. We gotta go lower, and at the angle right now on the rear drive shaft is no bueno. Front drive shaft is good, but back drive shaft does not look good. So I think that's going to be our issue. So we will have to drop the trans, which means we're going to have to break our welds since we have it welded in. So that's going to be a little bit. So we got the suspension all dialed in here. This is all tightened up. We got our shocks in. They are not tightened up. We did run into an issue with installing the shocks. I honestly don't know if it's going to hold or not. We didn't tighten them down yet. But our issue, if you could see, is that we weren't actually to go in our perch because it kept on bottoming out before we could actually slide our bolt through. And we couldn't even use a smaller bolt to make it work like that. So we're on the outside, and we really had to tweak it for it to fit. Now, if you remember from any of our previous videos, these are custom mounts, obviously, because what we had to do, because the frame was so rusty. So the problem is it might start bending upward. Don't know what we're going to do yet. I do have a solution, but it would require some more fabricating, and I honestly don't even know if we have time. So we're leaving it how it is now. We take it down the rush maybe. If it breaks a shock off, big deal. I mean, it's not going to ruin our trip. We just have to take the shock off so it doesn't get damaged. And then when we get back, we can come up with something a little bit better and solid. But for now, I think that's what we're going to do. So right now, we got to mount our tank up, which we got to put fresh bolts on up here because those were pretty cruddy. And then back here, we broke off most of our bolts. You know, go figure. But, woohoo. So that's just mud actually. So there actually was one that held, but most of these broke off, which were just welded, which is exactly, we're going to get these out here. And then, I didn't even think about, yeah, so we got to get those out. So that's a job on itself. So, yeah, we have to get these off. Or, I gotta drill new holes for a couple more bolts, which may be what we'll do. And then what I'll do is, we'll tighten the bolts up actually on here, and then we'll just press it up here, and then I'll hit it with the welder, and that'll be that. So, I guess I'm glad that we do have one still kind of holding, but yeah, so at least have 3 of them back here holding would be nice, and then that'll be good. That'll be the tank, and then we'll be ready to, you know, actually I think we'll be ready to put on the wheels if we want to, but yeah, good stuff. But we're gonna start working on the winch after that and get that winch plate mounted down and all that good stuff. So let's get the gas tank done, and then we'll see where we're at. Alright guys, so we got the part of the gas tank buttoned up, and you know, I said the back end on this Jeep was going to be the easiest, so I knew I jinxed myself. But the support for the tank here is not great. This is pretty rusted out. So we do got it bolted down, but we may have to put like an eye bolt right here or something. So we hook a strap and run it underneath this thing. And I think we are going to put like a little hitch mount right here, and we'll be able to hook it on one of the eyes and keep the tank a little bit more secure. That might have to be a thing, so we'll see what we got going on. But I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of footage of us working on this thing. And we're going to get this welded up. We got to weld this one right here, and weld this one right here, and then we got this guy right here that's still, I think it's good. I got to find the nut that goes on that. But either way, almost really, 2 is probably enough to hold it on, as long as it's good. So really there's only 2 holding it on before, so hey, what are you gonna do? So yeah, we're gonna set the camera up here, and we're gonna tack those puppies on and tighten her up. Like that. Oh, not just like that. They broke. We didn't do a good enough job. Let's try that again. Alright, that seems to be holding. Not pretty. Not pretty at all, but that'll get the job done. Maybe. Alright guys, we got this all mounted up, so honestly thought I had the camera on. But either way, these bolts sunk in really good. Our ones in the back here, as soon as they started tightening, they just stripped out because it was just rust. So what we ended up doing is filling that hole and then putting a weld down. And then these actually ended up going right on top. Wow, that sucker's still warm. And then we welded our square stock in. And yeah, put our LED bar right on top that was originally mounted down there. And then we filled the gap here with some weld. I need some light. Here, I'll show you this. I'll show you these couple welds, but they actually came out. The welds weren't too shabby. So, and this one here, this weld's got some balls on it. So I don't know what happened with that weld, but she's got some balls on her. But yeah, so that's the front end, and I think old Patches is looking pretty tough, to be honest. So let's fire up those lights from the front, see what it looks like. But then after that, guys, I think we're done. Whew, she is bright. See, and that's what I wanted too. That's why I positioned the LED bar so high up, because at nighttime, it's gonna look like it. Whew, my eyes are like getting dots. I should use the welding hood to freaking look at these lights. But it's like connected. So from a distance, it looks. Yeah, look at that. It looks pretty gnarly. So that's exactly why we positioned it as high as we did. We didn't have to go that high. You know, it looks maybe kind of goofy a little bit during the day, but not too shabby. She's still smoking. She's so hot. Hope this wire ain't gonna melt. No, we're good. But honestly, and we got the wheel adapters on. But honestly, guys, we're done for the night. Made some huge progress. That's exactly the type of night I needed. So now we're just mounting our wheels on. Gotta go to old Napa, get us a fresh battery to put in this girl, and then it's wiring. Winch, stereo system, put the wheels on, possibly have to put a trans drop on it. We'll see what happens. Really don't want to have to do that work, because there's actually a lot of weld on this side holding it on, so I'll have to do a lot of grinding, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm a freaking mess. So I'm done. I'm going to go take a shower. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you later.